What's good, guys? JDaisy here with the JDaisy Gaming Channel. Here on day 3 of the E3 coverage, yesterday's coverage with the Sony conference that I missed, that would be on Monday. I put out my video of the coverage before the Sony thing because I didn't think Sony would really have anything that would interest me because they are PlayStation. I play pretty much strictly on PC now. But I just felt the need I had to address what they did because it's weird to say these words, but Sony did their thing so right. I really loved watching their press conference. It was absolutely great. They had a 32 or a huge band, an entire. I'm just throwing out 32-piece band because that's what I always know them as. But just a massive orchestra, physically there, physically playing. For the opening sequence, I wrote it down. Barry McCurry was the orchestra director's name. His orchestra was there playing, and they played throughout the whole thing. It wasn't just that opening sequence. So throughout the game, the conference, their presentation, which lasted about an hour, they played various times for various songs, and it was just awesome. Every time Sean Layden would walk out, they bum bum bum. It was awesome. It was really good. They had singers along with the band. That was really special. They had but it was a massive opening with this huge drop that I don't think anyone was expecting. They announced God of War with actual gameplay footage, and it looked great. I didn't play any of the God of Wars, but I can definitely respect what I was seeing. It looked amazing. But obviously it was all done with the music, and they showed they had like 4 screens. So they had like the main screen up front, and then on each side there was other screens, and on the stream I was watching, they showed all 4 screens, and one of them you could see the guy playing, the other you could see the orchestra, Mr. Barry McCurry, watching the stream so he knew when to direct his band. So the band was playing in time with the video that the guy was playing there, which is awesome. And then Sean Layden came out. Did his opening speech. He had a very, 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 very nice, very respectable, very tasteful tribute and honor to the people of Orlando. It was very nice. They actually did this at the historical Shriner auditorium, which I didn't know. I've never been to E3. I have yet to get an invite because I only have 200 subscribers. But it was very interesting to know that they weren't at a big conference hall. Apparently, I don't know if it was open to the public or if it was an invite-only event. I imagine invite-only. But what they did was that I think everyone can kind of learn from is he came out, introduced him, kind of talked for a little bit, and then they just went trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer. Awesome. Perfect. That's what I would like to see. I don't need, sometimes it's okay in certain spots, but I don't need, 15 minutes in between each one of my trailers to talk to the head developers about, how hard it is to make a game. I get it. I get it's hard to make a game. I get you are pouring your heart and souls into this. I respect you more than you will ever know. But I want to see what you're working on. Show me what you're working on. Do not tell me, show me. And that's what they were doing, is they were letting their work speak for them. And I think that is something we can all take into account. Before I forget, or to get to the end of the video and remember, I want to sincerely apologize for my mic quality. I have a new mic. It'll be here on Thursday. It is now Tuesday. I will have it here Thursday. So hopefully the audio quality will be much better than it has been. I've been very, very, very disappointed with my audio quality. And I apologize for the video quality on this of just my logo, because it's shit. And there's nothing to actually keep you here. It's more of a podcast than my actual YouTube videos. I apologize for that. But like I said yesterday, I have no stock footage that feels appropriate for this, and I don't want to try and use other people's, their gameplay trailers that are out there, because I just don't feel like that is. You can, if I tell you a game that's out there, you can go find the trailer. I just don't want to get into a copyright thing, and that's why I'm not doing the actual trailers on the screen. So I'm just doing my logo. I'll do this as a podcast. I'll try and keep this as quick and short as I can. So if I speak very quickly, I apologize. I'm just reading off my notes I took while watching it. And it's about a page and a half. Probably a little more. Anywho. So without further ado, we will get through. And these are all back to back to back. I'll tell you, he did a little speech in the middle. I will tell you when we get there. But these are all back to back to back. They announced a new game called Days Gone, which is a biker horror game. Kind of looked, at the beginning of the trailer, I thought it was a The Last of Us. I thought it was a sequel to that, but it is not. But it looks amazing. From there, they went on to The Last Guardian, coming out October 25th of this year. From there, they went on to Horizon Zero Dawn with a very in-depth look at the character. It looked a lot like Witcher, is what I was getting the feeling of. At first, I was going to say Assassin's Creed, but that's wrong. It felt and looked like Witcher from what they were doing. It wasn't actual, like, it wasn't, they weren't playing it physically there, but it was very good footage. From there, we move on to a new, very interesting kind of thing, a game that I've been seeing a little bit of surgence of it, a little bit of rumors and rumbles of games like this. But it's called Become Human, and it's one of those, every choice you make makes a difference. So you make a choice, and you have to live with that, and there's so many different options of what it can happen. But the trailer kind of, I hope there's more to the game than what they showed, because they showed a situation where it was a hostage situation, and you play as an android talking to another android that's kidnapped a child and about to either shoot her or throw her off the roof. And you're a police negotiator. And they showed one option all the way through, and the kid died, and the android died, and because it jumped off a building, and you failed. And then it cut to another one, and another one, and another one, and it like increased speed to the point where you couldn't see it. It was just different not different blurs, but like just random scenes you were watching play out. So I hope there's more to that game than that, because if it's just that one scene, I feel like I've seen all the options the way that can end. But if it's a whole game, and that is just like the opening intro, or just a certain part of it, that looks really good. That looks like, what was that one game that just came out this last year? The one where is it Into the Dark or something? Where the Winnipeg or whatever on the mountains hunting you, and you have to make all the choices. It was on the PlayStation, also by them. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same studio. If you know what I'm talking about, put it down in the comments. I'm drawing a blank. Into the Dark, I believe. You play as kids on a mountain. Anywho, moving on. They then went on to show Resident Evil VII. What is that, 7? No. Yes, 7. Yes. Looked absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. What is that word? Oh, during the presentation, they used all 4 of those screens. I have multi-screen written down. I didn't know what that meant. I thought like multi-screen, like my setup here. No, during the presentation, they were using all 4 screens for like, because you put a tape into a video player, and it just was like showing all these different scenes in fuzzy, classic VHS style movies, and it was very cool. It was very cool and very creepy. It was very, very creepy. Anytime you use a flashlight in a game in a really dark hallway and all you see is the light of the flashlight, it is scary, and that's what this was. That comes out January 24th of next year. So then from there, Mr. Sean came back out and announced that they are going to be working with the VR exclusives, and these are all PlayStation exclusive, VR exclusives. So this is where the conference took the turn to the game things I don't care about. They might have looked good. There's one of them in here, and I'll let you definitely know which one it is. You can probably guess. That got my goat. That almost makes me want to go get a PlayStation. Just for the pure fact, but I couldn't justify buying a PlayStation and buying a VR unit for it to play this game. But it makes me grind my molars. First, they announced Farpoint, an FPS shooter based in space with beautiful gameplay. Looked very nice. The band started playing the classic Star Wars song, and they announced that the Star Wars Battlefront will be having a single mission called X-Wing VR mission. Very cool, very, very cool. And then the game that got me, Batman Arkham VR. Yeah, from from Rocksteady, from the people that make it. Yeah. So needless to say that it's a VR PS exclusive, little mad, little annoyed. And by little, I am being sarcastic. But I watched an interview with the developer of it because I was so entrenched in it. It comes out October 16th. But the developer said that it's on the very small scale. They worked on a very micro aspect of it instead of the macro Arkham Knight where you have a sprawling city and you're driving around. This is very micro. You're working at crime scene or multiple crime scenes. He didn't say. He also didn't say what villains were involved other than the Joker, because you hear Mr. Mark Hamill's Joker, which is my Joker. I'm going to say that again. Mark Hamill is my Joker. I cannot wait for the Killing Joke. But he was the voice of the Joker, I believe. I'm 98% sure. So it's working on a very small scale, focusing on the detective aspect of the game, which is very exciting. Final Fantasy VII was obviously announced. 9/30/16, so that's coming out very soon. Then they switched to a trailer that I was very confused for most of it of what was going on. And it was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It honestly looked really good. I honestly didn't watch the first trailer that everyone was getting mad about, but this one looked really good. I probably still won't play it, but it looked good. That comes out 11/4/16. They showed Call of Duty, the remastered version, that you'll be able to play the entire campaign and 10 multiplayer maps. I don't think they released a date for that. If they did, I missed it. They are remastering the original Crash, Crash 2, and Crash Warp for the PS4. The original Crash comes out in October, the remastered edition. Also, he will be in Skylanders, I believe, October 16th. I have that written down. I don't know. I don't play PlayStation, so if I'm wrong, please leave it down in the comment section, and I will make changes as I do on Sunday for the Sunday news if I'm majorly wrong. From there, they went to the Lego Star Wars 7, which was was very dramatic for a Lego game. Like, the trailer was very. It felt like it was trying to have the same tone as when you first saw the Episode 7 trailer, like the real one, but it's Lego, and it got kind of silly at the end. But I haven't played a Lego game since Lego Star Wars Episode 3. That's how long it's been since I played a Lego game. I love Lego. I am looking at my boxes of Lego right now in my apartment. Yes, I'm a 21-year-old with boxes of Legos. Fuck you, they are awesome. But I just, Lego games haven't really been my thing. They were fun, but just not really for me. But this one looked very good. It's available now. And I just flipped my page when I didn't need to. Demo, sorry, back that train up. Back it up. The demo is available now. Not the game, the demo. I apologize. From there, they had the I hit my desk so hard my mouse moved. They had the very dramatic intro for Mr. Kojima. He came out. I probably just butchered his name. I apologize. Who had a huge entrance with the band playing and a weird lighting thing going on that he was too fast for. Announced a very creepy, weird, slightly exciting game that looked amazing, but it was one of them that he's known for that you're like, but what is it? And what? Like, it was, not to give it away, but all it is a gentleman with, like, handprint scars on him that was holding a baby, then wasn't holding a baby on a beach with dead animals. It was all very confusing. I was very confused walking away from it. But I was looking at it like, I want that. I don't know what that is, but I want it. Because that was awesome. It looked amazing. And it was all in real time. So that was, like, it was somebody behind the scenes was playing the opening sequence or something like that. Because they made sure to say that it was in real time. I don't believe it was a pre-rendered bullshit. Also, right after him, they announced that Insomniac developers are working on a Spider-Man game. That's all I got for that, because 1, I hate Spider-Man, and 2, I don't like PlayStation. It's a PlayStation exclusive. From there, they finished up the Mr. Sean came out and finished up the conference, and then ended it with a nice long look at Days Gone, that biker zombie game. Looks like I Am Legend, kind of, if it had a video game. The zombies are... It's a zombie game. I didn't get that at first either. It is a zombie game, but the zombies look like a mix of I Am Legend and, what was that one movie? World War Z. They're all climbing over themselves, and at one point the guy shoots a gun, and they're just all running and screaming. And there are more zombies on that screen than I think I have seen people in video games, like, including, like, Assassin's Creed when you walk into the ball or something. Like, there are so many fucking zombies running at this guy, and he's running and through this building and, like, throwing stuff and blowing them up and just laying into the fucking mob. It was awesome looking. It really was good looking. I was really impressed with it. And that's how they ended it. Yeah, that was Sony's thing. I didn't expect to be doing this video, but I felt that a lot of it was so cool that I had to come back and talk about it. But I will not be covering Nintendo's press conference today. Nintendo has nothing to offer me. On YouTube, we can't even say their name, really. From what I understand of copyright, they are very anal about it. I've already said their name twice, so I'm not even going to risk saying it a third time, because that's how you get Beetlejuice. So we will just, I will see you, if I don't put out a video later this week, I will see you Sunday for the Sunday news, which will probably just be a recap of everything that happened this week at E3, unless something happens in between now and Friday. I work a lot this week. I am finishing my job this week. On Friday is my last day, Friday into Saturday morning. So I am doing a lot there. I might put out a video Saturday testing out the new mic, because the mic is supposed to be here Thursday, but with working 12-hour shifts, I have to get sleep somewhere in there. I know, sleep is overrated. So I don't think I'll be able to get a chance to try out the mic till Saturday of playing games, because of me quitting my job. They decided to dump me on 2 straight weeks of nothing but shifts, overnight shifts that I work. So I will be dealing with that. So I don't anticipate doing anything till Sunday, but I wouldn't be surprised at myself if I did do something by Sunday. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down in the box. Please do. I love the feedback. I love getting it. The channel is steadily growing. I am really excited about that. We are really slowly taking off steam. I'm really excited about getting this new mic in, because I really think it'll help bring up the production value of my videos. Because I've always been disappointed in the audio aspect of my gameplay, so I really think that'll help. But yeah, until Sunday, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them down in the box. And as always, have a great one.